For the very first time, Kuro Games took a major L with their leaks. They finally got outplayed by unofficial leakers. If you haven't heard already, Cyberpunk Edgerunners is all over Twitter. It's all over YouTube. It's all over social media by this point. Lucy and Rebecca gameplay, idols, combat animations, voice lines, you name it. It's all out there. No, I haven't watched it yet. I've been seeing it on Twitter. I'll see it and I'll just continue scrolling. I'm really one of those people who genuinely doesn't like watching it ahead of time because it F's up my reaction when it does officially happen. Plus, I do genuinely like to just watch it on the spot. I don't know why. I enjoy doing it. But I want to talk to you guys about how did this go wrong? Because Kuro Games has a well-documented reputation for keeping a tight lid on it, for being completely confidential with their flagship characters in particular. Characters like Kartathea, like Ameth, like Hiyuki, like Augusta and Yuno. All of these characters have been officially leaked by Kuro Games, outbeating and outplaying unofficial leakers. I did bring up some of the stuff just so you guys could see some of the newer people who may not know the dynamic of how this stuff functions. Jeff Keighley leaked Ameth with 5.7K bookmarks, 4 million views. Official leak approved by Kuro Games. Kartathea, which was the very first character I believe they started doing this with to beat leakers, got 7.9 million views. Holy hell, that was a lot more hype back then, huh? 7.9 million views, again, leaked by Jeff Keighley. But then the Hiyuki leak was Xbox. But then we also had Augusta and Yuno, and I always forget, I think it was IGN. IGN, I believe, leaked Augusta and Yuno. All of these were official leaks, curated and approved by Kuro Games. Now, what is the benefit of this? Why is it important for companies to control when the leak drop occurs? One of the primary reasons is hype and FOMO. All right, that is the reality of controlling the leak. You get to control when the hype happens, all in unison and synchronization across the world. Everybody's talking about your collab. It's a fat, massive algorithmic boost as well. And so it has the highest form of efficacy for marketing. When everybody is talking about your game all at once versus people talking about it in fragmented ways across weeks, guess what's going to be the better alternative? It's going to be when everybody's talking about it at once. That means it's going to shoot it to the moon in the algorithm. And so there's a lot more concentrated pressure in terms of hype, excitement, and FOMO when it's all done at once. However, when the unofficial leakers get it out, that kills the hype, that kills the FOMO a lot, not entirely, but a lot. A lot more people are able to prepare. Also, Denia's gameplay reveal. You know how they have two different trailers for the characters that they promote? They have the gameplay trailer and then they have the actual cinema trailer. Her gameplay trailer dropped today. Guess what? I guarantee you a lot of people who probably would have been more excited saw those collab leaks and they're like, who cares about Denia? Now, I know some of y'all are still going to pull on Denia, but a lot of people, the reality of it is, in mass and large, a lot of people don't give a damn about Denia after seeing those Lucy and Rebecca leaks, right? And so there's a lot of drawback just in terms from the suits. I don't give a damn about them losing money. It doesn't affect me any, and I'm not a Kuro bot. But from a business perspective, the suits are taking a fat L in this regard. But what I do care about is CD Projekt Red, the people behind the Cyberpunk Edgerunners team. These guys, along with Kuro Games, and don't get me wrong, I love Kuro Games as well. They have been working on this collab for an entire year. A lot of resources have been poured into this, a lot of attention, hands on deck, work, effort, all of it, you name it, blood, sweat, and tears has been poured into this collab. So I can guarantee you they are not happy about these unofficial leaks. In terms of you being a consumer, though, I don't think you should feel bad for consuming the leaks. Now, if you're just a massive supporter for Kuro Games and you just want to reserve the time for when it's officially leaked, I completely respect that too. But I don't think anybody should be jumping down all these other people's throats for just being what consumers should be, which is consuming content. At the end of the day, it's not on anybody's table or responsibilities to not watch leaked content. It's leaked, it's out, it's the cat's out of the bag. You know what I mean? Me personally, I'd like to wait for when it's officially revealed. But why did this happen? How did this happen? As you guys may or may not know, I am a notepad god. I put down some notepad stuff because I wanted to talk about this. It's not that like Kuro suddenly got sloppy on their end. It's the nature of partnerships. And that's when we can come up here. There's a lot more hands on deck, right? You got Kuro plus CD Projekt Red plus the animation studio Trigger. These are now 3 different teams when in reality, or, originally it's just Kuro Games in their internal workings. Then you got localization. Then you got the legal team for the IP rights, because see, these are teams that typically aren't in the picture. They're in the picture now because of the collaboration. And then you got marketing partners, etc. Each of these variables adds points where files can slip out or get compromised. So I don't think it's a matter of Kuro Games effed up. It's a matter of the nature of partnerships increasing so many more variables to make that data accessible to data miners or external variables, or just people just effing up on the inside. You have test builds that have to get shared for approval. You have asset reviews, you have trailer editing, etc. Again, these are things that normally are kept internally with Kuro Games that are now getting shared externally for approval to CD Projekt team, Projekt Red. That whole fucking name just confuses me. You have collab assets, right? Character models, animations, voice lines, story integration. They aren't purely internal anymore. You have CDPR, I did the tongue twister every time. Projekt Red, what'd you say? Projekt Red has their own security and approval chains, which aren't tuned to Kuro's Gacha leak prevention rhythm. I would like to add, in addition to this, Projekt Red also isn't used to sticking and adhering to a gacha patch scheduling, right? So that's another thing that they kind of have to figure out. It's kind of like you're in the kitchen with another cook and you have your ingredients you're used to using, but now you have to use their ingredients and still try to achieve the same result. It's probably going to be infinitely harder to do, and there's going to be some unperceived outcomes. And unfortunately, that outcome was the unofficial leaks by the leakers. And so I kind of wanted to make this video to talk with you guys about it and let me know your thoughts on it all. Once again, I am not here to defend Kuro Games. I do have some empathy for Projekt Red because, like I said, I take into consideration they've been working on this collab for an entire goddamn year. A lot of effort's been poured into it. I do want it to succeed. I genuinely do. Typically, I don't really care about companies' success or not. I just care about my consumer experience. But in this regard, I genuinely want this collab to be a massive success. Thankfully, it doesn't matter if it got leaked ahead of time. It's going to be a massive success regardless. It is. It's going to be a massive success regardless because Cyberpunk Edgerunners is just a huge IP that a lot of people love. Kuro Games is probably debatably the most beloved company in the gacha space, honestly. I mean, obviously, you've got Hoyoverse, right? You got Hoyoverse and the whole fandom. But Kuro Games has a track record of constantly improving their game, of their story getting better, of their characters, combat system being immaculate. A lot of people praise it, not even just in the gacha space, but outside of the gacha space. So this collab is still going to be a monumental success. But I will say, when leaks get exposed much earlier than anticipated, it does take away from that hype. In a good way, in a good sense, it takes away from FOMO too, giving people a more prudent, less impulsive mentality when it comes to pulling on characters and such. I do think Denia got cooked now that it got leaked on Denia's gameplay day. I actually would genuinely like to know, and normally I wouldn't ask this, but I would like to know, comment down below. I'm not stalling, I'm being dead ass right now. Those of you who have seen the leaks, what are your thoughts about them? Lucy and Rebecca. Comment down below. Try not to spoil, please. Try not to spoil. What I mean by that is, are you happy with what you saw? That's what I would like to know. Are you happy with what you saw? And who did you like better than the other character? Please, with the respect, if you are gonna try and spoil, bro, just put a disclaimer before and then do the space thing all the way down. I would prefer you not to, but I know some of y'all are just impulsive and unbelievably excited. I just want to know though what you guys are thinking. I haven't watched it. I will not watch it until it's officially leaked by Kuro themselves, which, by the way, another tangent I want to go on. I don't think they're going to leak it anytime soon. I do think that the unofficial leaks have put a massive crook in their plans. They might be kind of panicking right now and stressing out about it. I don't know, because maybe they're still tying up some loose ends and shit and polishing things out. Maybe the team that's currently working on getting Lucy and Rebecca prepared are stressed out about public opinion and perception of it a little bit earlier than anticipated. Who knows? But what I will say is, I don't think they're going to leak it in the next day or two because they're still trying to promote Denia. Like Denia's trailer and her being sold hasn't even been released yet. And so if they were to show that shit officially, that would just kind of like put a nook in those plans. You know what I mean? Again, speaking purely from a corporate perspective, I don't think that's a smart move. Now, the cat's already out of the bag though at the same time. So it might be like it, bro, let's just put it out there anyways. I don't know where their headspace is in it. If I was a guessing man, I would say you still won't see these collab character leaks probably within a week after Denia's release. Like after Denia is officially playable, probably give it another week after that, and then you'll actually see some collab gameplay. That's my guess. I don't know. But y'all comment down below. Let me know what you think. It is a travesty, but hey, it is what it is, man. This type of shit happens. I do think, I know I was supposed to end the video 2 minutes ago. I do think it's a shame because I would argue it would have been better for this unofficial leak to happen with Hiyuki and Denia than for it to happen with Lucy and Rebecca. The fact that it happened with the collab characters is like, well, it is what it is, boys. Peace, man.